Purple Aces led by Ben Humrickhouse. He's averaging 15 a game. He's a transfer from Huntington University, an NAIA school, but Toddy's been able to be very effective for them here in the early going of this season. And for Chattanooga, the Mocs put four of their starting five in double figures in scoring. The only one that's not, Tyler Millin, and he's averaging 9 points and 8 boards a game.
Going back to that starting lineup for Evansville, Chris, they use their size. Their big guys are averaging 31 points combined a game, 6'10", 6'9", 6'6".
Corner three on the way from Honor Huff will dance and not drop. And Sam Alexis had the offensive rebound. Here's Miles Che, the true freshman.
Coming off of a rough outing. As a matter of fact, this entire guard combination for Chattanooga is coming off of a difficult game. Honor Huff picked it up later in the second half. Some things got to get cleaned up, though, as the competition continues to get better for Chattanooga.
Chattanooga beat Tennessee Tech last time out. They won the game by 5. But Tennessee Tech led by as many as 11 in the first half of that game. Here's Antonio Thomas working around Millin and has it blocked.
Not going to reset that shot clock.
Toomey drains the three.
That'll reset it in a hurry.
Yassine Toomey.
Look, he can be an offensive mismatch for a lot of teams, and you can see why. He steps out even with the shot clock winding down. He's not really in great position, doesn't have both feet underneath of him, but still manages to elevate a good shot.
Shot clock at 7 for Chattanooga. Zedek out on the wing. Tries to drive the floater short. We've got a whistle and a foul will go on Evansville. I believe Antonio Thomas will be called with a foul. It is his first.
Chattanooga's going to have to be patient today, Chris. They are facing a defense. They call it the pack line defense, meaning that it's a man-to-man look, but you're sagging off a little bit, and you're always trying to help on the dribbler. And for Chattanooga, what they don't want to do is they don't want to over-dribble the ball, but they want to make sure that they get straight-line looks with that dribble.
Jan Zedek at the free throw line for Chattanooga, the Pepperdine transfer, coming off an 18-point output in Chattanooga's win over Tennessee Tech. He's averaging 15 a game. He hits both free throws. And the Mocs close to within 1 here. Not quite 2 minutes gone on this Black Friday afternoon. Chattanooga and Evansville.
I'm already broke. It's not even 2:30 yet.
Well, you haven't made it to Cyber Monday yet.
No,
Come on.
Chattanooga doing a nice job here on the ball pressure.
Thomas penetrates. Goaltending against Sam Alexis.
Evansville handles that very well. Sometimes you get into a situation where you've got to move the ball that much. It doesn't always end up in the right spot. It's not always a very good pass. But the Aces have seemed so far to perfect it this season. You mentioned their start 4-0. Remember last year, they got off to a 1-18 start.
And the turnover, Thomas with the steal. Ahead to Hafner, the feed underneath, Humrickhouse. Ben Humrickhouse makes it a 5-point lead for the Purple Aces.
Coach Dan Earl was worried about him this afternoon or this morning when I got here to the gym. He can be a difference maker. We see there how athletic he is. Runs the floor well and got rewarded.
Che in traffic. Gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Miles Che. Che has now made 6 out of his last 8 shots. And Thomas has it rejected, swatted away by Alexis. 3 ball from Strawbridge. And it's taken by Honor Huff.
That's all about timing for Sam Alexis. He's gotten so good at anticipating the shot.
Millin's 3. 2-point get. Check that. Now we're tied.
Millin's been looking to jumpstart his offensive game. It hasn't really been there. They'll need him to warm up to be an effective 5-man group.
Evansville 4-0 for the first time since 2017. First time these two teams have ever met. Zedek's 3 off the back of the rim. Strawbridge rebounds.
You know, to continue that thought on Millin, this is a Chattanooga team that's really been limited to 9 players. And when you're reduced in numbers, when you're out there, you better be effective with your playing time.
Jay with a steal. And Millin will step out of bounds. Country receiving votes in the AP Top 25.
Knocking off Louisville, it did catch a lot of people's attention. It didn't surprise a lot of people. You look at what Louisville did last year and the resume they're building this year, but still, it is a legendary opponent, and you took care of business on the road, and that'll earn some eyeballs.
Yeah, first time Chattanooga had won against an ACC opponent in a long time. First time they had ever won against an ACC opponent on the road. And win over Louisville now 2 weeks ago today.
Yeah, I think what Chattanooga did up there, again, which made the game even more impressive, was the win on the road.
Davis! The two-handed dunk. And it was Davis with those long arms getting into the passing lane, deflecting the ball. Brady saved it from going out of bounds. And it's Davis with a two-handed flush.
This is already one of the more athletic games. Evansville has shown some flashes of ability, and so is Chattanooga.
Hafner found a space and knocks down the jumper.
Well, I really like his game. Was the OVC Freshman of the Year at Eastern Illinois, made the transfer over. And that floater has become such a critical element of this game. Everybody practices it, and everybody realizes what kind of offensive weapon it can be.
Davis from 3, buries it. Demetrius Davis, that is his first 3 of the season. He was 0 for 9 before knocking that one down. Evansville tries to answer and can't. Humrick House jumper taken by Huff. Here's Che. Alexis works against Humrick House. Sam Alexis with the muscle. And Chattanooga now leading 14-9. Mocs trailed by 5 early. Now they come back to lead it by 5. Looking to make that entry pass down low. Here's Thomas. Goes behind the back against Che. Humrickhouse, 3 on the shot clock. Ben Humrickhouse. He's scored 11 in each of their games so far, coming off a 15-point performance against Ball State. He buries the 3.
Now, he possesses so much athleticism. We've seen it on display today, and he's fast to the ball, fast to the net.
One of the things that Dan Earl, Chattanooga's head coach, talked about that he thought would be important today, he said, we have got to be able to move the basketball. And, Todd, I think you're seeing a lot of that. So far, so good, at least, for Chattanooga offensively.
Yeah, I mean, he just really felt like today's defense would be a challenge for his offense. And, you know, this is where you really have to step up and make sure you come to each pass when it comes your way. Don't allow the defense to get out on you. And as we said earlier, you don't want to over-dribble on this defense because there's always going to be help. And so being 2 or 3 steps ahead of the play is where you want to be in your head today.
Evansville will inbound. They send it up top to Chuck Bailey. And the steal by Huff right into the hands of Gage Loeb, or Bobe. And we've got a whistle here. Looks like
you know, they moved the shot clock. I was wondering how long Huff had possession of the ball. And they're gonna keep it at 27. So they did count it as a turnover, moved it to 30, then they wound it down to 17 quickly, and then realized that they had to put it back at least 30 minus 3.
Cuff gets around Brady, goes off the glass and scores. Tanner Cuff, JUCO product.
You see just how long he is on that play.
Davis looks at the 3. Instead, he'll penetrate and kick. Here's Zedek with the open look. Jan Zedek. Zedek, a 39% three-point shooter. He is the prototypical big man in the Dan Earl system, Todd. 6'9", and can step out and knock down threes. We've seen it from him already today. Here's Calais, slapped away, loose and out of bounds.
Well, you know, he's got some elements of being a guard, right? He can handle the ball well on the dribble. And you can see right here, you mentioned the three-pointer. Davis recognizes the collapsing defense, knows there's a player, good peripheral vision. And when you get the ball in this offense for Chattanooga, you have to be able to threaten or to shoot the three.
Bobe, the three is off the mark, and the rebound lost by Millin. The follow by Calais, tipped. And Joshua Hughes comes away with it. Here comes the three from Chuck Bailey, the third, the freshman out of Detroit.
Now there's an offensive possession there that we can refer back to about the height of this team. 6'9", 6'10", 6'6", and these guys are able to keep the ball alive for a second shot.
Bailey drives on Huff. And the foul will go on Chattanooga's Honor Huff. That'll be his first. Break in the action. 11:50 remaining. All time to be the head coach. He was hired late May of 2022, and they struggled last year. Todd, you look at that, the wins and the losses last year, but boy, they really had a hard time from a health standpoint. Just didn't have the depth they needed. He made the comment over the summer saying that depth was so bad. He said the conference schedule just wore him out last year.
He's not going to get caught in that same problem this year. He's brought a big roster, which is a luxury. It can also create some problems. The bigger the roster, the bigger the puzzle, right? And trying to find the right players. Chattanooga now has the opposite problem. They'd like to have one or two more guys back, but in the meantime, the advantage is you're learning a lot about your 5, 6, 7 guys that you trust the most at this point.
4 to shoot. Noah Melson, the freshman from Douglasville, Georgia.
Yeah, speaking of guys that you're learning to trust, he hasn't looked or acted like a freshman on the floor. Not a lot shakes him.
Loeb will bank in the three, and the Purple Aces back in front, 22-20.
Again, back to that size difference. 8 rebounds so far for Evansville, Chris. That's led to 6 more second chance points.
Huff's three rolls off. Battle for the rebound. Saved from going out of bounds by Hughes. Bailey backs it down against Huff. The turnaround by Hughes. And Joshua Hughes, the Australian. His first bucket of the game. 4-point lead for the Purple Aces. They have led by as many as 5 in this first half.
Yeah, another guy who is there for his size, 6'10", with forward/center abilities.
Open look for Millin. And Bobe with the rebound.
Getting the early inclination that these two teams are going to play up to each other's level.
Bailey lost it, taken away by Huff. We'll have a whistle and a foul. This will go on Evansville. Let's see who they call it against. We're about to see a mass substitution here for the Purple Aces as well. They're going to sub in 4.
Yeah, they're going to bring their starters back.
In the game for Chattanooga, number 4, Sam Alexis.
We mentioned the depth of their bench. They're still going to rely on, I think, this core group right here.
Chattanooga with a substitution as well. Rudy Fitzgibbons in for Chattanooga. Fitzgibbons has been slowed some he's been sick. Played only 8 minutes against Tennessee Tech. And he had missed about 9 days prior to that. Here's Jay to Zedek. Works around the big man, and Jan Zedek. Well, we've talked about his ability on the outside. How about Jan Zedek's ability on the inside? A guy that played 93 games at Pepperdine before transferring to Chattanooga. Long three from Hafner short. Zedek spent the summer playing for the Czech Republic at the World Games in China. Che finds the opening. Miles Che continues to shoot it well. He's got 4 early, and Chattanooga's tied the game now at 24.
Yeah, and for a guy who struggled his last outing, so important for that freshman to come back and use his game, right? I mean, that's right in his wheelhouse there.
Strawbridge watches it rim out. Fitzgibbons missed it, and the tap in.
Was that one in the cylinder?
It was indeed. That will not count.
Just
a nice effort underneath by Sam Alexis.
Just, it hangs there. I think what happens to Alexis, it just seems to stick on the rim.
Humrichhouse's 3, and it's taken by Fitzgibbons.
Sometimes I wonder why that's even a rule. I mean, the goal is to get the ball in there, right?
Right. By whatever means necessary.
That's where I was going with that, yes.
Here's Alexis being harassed by Strawbridge. 7 to shoot. Shea lets it fly. Rims out. And out of bounds, Evansville will take possession. 24 all, 7:57 to go. 24 all. Evansville has gone scoreless for the last 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and Chattanooga has made just 1 out of their last 6 shots. So defense for both sides has been key here of late. This Evansville defense has been tremendous. Opponents averaging just 54 points a game against them. That's number 1 in the Missouri Valley right now and number 6 in the NCAA.
They make you think you've got a chance with the ball, and then they take it away so quickly.
Hafner's shot as the shot clock winds down. And Chattanooga rebounds the miss. Mocs have made just 1 out of their last 6 shots. Here's Millin. Make it 2 for their last 7 now. Tyler Millin knocks down the 3, his 4th of the year. And the Mocs back in front.
That's another shot.
24.
Chris, that's another shot by Millin where it really did look like he wasn't thinking about it. You know, and sometimes that's what you want from your shooters. You don't want to overthink it. You want to catch it and let it go, or make sure you put to use that screen.
Humrichhouse. Short. And Evansville now more than 3 minutes without a basket. Alexis against Humrichhouse. Randy Brady driving, has it stripped away. And Evansville not able to save it from going out of bounds. Good effort there. Going to the floor by Kenny Strawbridge. We haven't talked much about Strawbridge so far. The transfer from Alabama State. Went over 1,000 career points in Evansville's win over Ball State last time out. They beat Ball State by 24. Led by as many as 29 late in that game. Here for no other reason, Todd, I think just because of the disappointment of a year ago as the shot clock winding down. Che not able to get it off in time, or does he? He does not.
Nice
7-year. Look, to be able to not just get wins, but you look at the style in which they are beating teams. Getting, a 24-point win over a team like Ball State, that's a good win for Evansville any point in the year when you're trying to build.
Yeah, and I think their coach has done a good job of making it fun. He's made defense fun, which is hard to do. And because of that, the offense is also entertaining.
Strawbridge, rebounded by Che.
Yeah, keep in mind, some entertaining players on this team to watch as well.
Here's Fitzgibbons, the open 3. Chattanooga still in front by 3, 5.5 to go. Banking it in off the glass is Kenny Strawbridge.
That was such a nice post-entry throw by Thomas back in.
Zedek, the floater. Tips his own rebound right into the hands of Strawbridge. Humrickhouse drives against Millin. The tip, no. Tipped out now by Zedek. And Fitzgibbons. Away to Che. Davis going up, the flip. Demetrius Davis worked for the open look. Little off balance. Chattanooga in front by 3 at 29-26.
You know, on that throw to Davis in that shot, we saw a player that didn't have a big hop step in Che throw it out to a player that does have a big hop step, and you saw the difference. One guy, they doubled in the middle. He couldn't do anything with it. The other guy, they tried to flash out and defend, but he just moved away from him.
Hafner, the flip underneath for Hughes. And Hughes will step out of bounds and turn it over.
His argument is that he got pushed around a little bit. You know, the coaches, they like this setup. They like the 2 games in the 2 days. You know, normally during the season, it's practice, play, day off. This is the kind of stuff that kind of gets you ready for the tournament feel. Very little time to look at film and figure out what you're going to do the next day. You just got to go right back out there and play again. There's going to be very little prep in this, and there's going to be even less rest in all of this.
Foul called on Chattanooga's Demetrius Davis. And that will incite the ire of the Chattanooga faithful.
Watch right here. The fact that his feet look like they're moving probably doesn't help him out.
Pull-up 3 by Humrickhouse. We're tied at 29. Ben Humrickhouse, he's got 8. Averaging 15 a game. He scored at least 11 in every game so far for Evansville. Che finds an open look. Out of bounds. Chattanooga ball. Mox will have possession when play resumes. Ben Humrickhouse tying the game at 29. 3.5 remaining in the first half.
Fan base to a little post-Turkey Day treat. A lot of fans here today in purple on that far side. Probably going to spend the whole weekend here, obviously, and catch 2 games.
Melson got it. Noah Melson knocks down the 3. After missing all 4 of his shots against Tennessee Tech last time out. Melson has 6. And UTC back in front. Mox have now hit 6 out of 16 3-pointers.
You know, they're looking for a guard to deliver here. Honor Huff, for the 2nd straight game, is off to an 0-for-4 start. Matter of fact, he didn't hit his first basket, I think, in the last outing until the second half.
Humrickhouse with a nice turnaround. He's in double figures now. He's got 10. And I think what we saw in that last possession is you see Huff make the outlet pass to Melson. And the foul will go on Chattanooga. Mox will turn it over. But I think what we saw in that last possession from Evansville, Todd, is exactly the way the Purple Aces want to play. Feed it down low. Play downhill almost. That's the words that their head coach, Dave Ragland, has used to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a club that can go post first and then push it back outside.
They want the touches in the paint. Here's the 3 that rims out from Hafner.
And they should. I mean, we mentioned not only the size of these guys, but their 3 biggest guys have all been so athletic today.
Sam Alexis will throw it down. UTC back in front by 3. The words that David Ragland, the head coach at Evansville, uses is like the three, love the rim.
Yeah.
Well, they want as many touches in the paint as they can get. Here's the three from Humrickhouse that's off the mark. Loose ball on the floor. Hughes has it. Hafner tries the feed to Humrickhouse. And he's wide open now for Hafner from three.
Hafner almost gives it away. Too much passing, too much ball movement. He's fortunate that he gets it back. And nobody can test that shot.
Zedek. Now to Alexis. Alexis goes baseline, draws the double team, puts it up, has it blocked, gets it back. Alexis uses the glass and banks it in. 36-34.
You wonder why he is among the nation's leaders. And when I say among them, I mean the top five. 12 rebounds a game. Right there with Armando Bacot from North Carolina and Hunter Dickerson over out at Kansas.
2-point lead. Chattanooga with another opportunity as Huff has the rebound. He works against Hafner, lays it up and in. The layup by Honor Huff. First bucket for Huff. The lead goes to 4 with halftime report. Get a look at some stats, some first half highlights. Thomas picked up by Millin in the backcourt. Here's the lob down low intended for Thomas, and we've got contact underneath.
Look, they recognized late in that offensive set they had a big mismatch down low. Honor Huff trying to body up against a big guy, couldn't do it. And unfortunately for Chattanooga, he gets caught in that and then commits his second personal foul.
And that's exactly what Evansville wants to try to do, get the mismatch against those Chattanooga guards. Chattanooga can play small in the backcourt, and they have throughout a lot of this first half as Strawbridge knocks down the shot. Well, you're talking about Huff at 5'10". Fitzgibbons is 6 foot. Miles Che is only 6'2", and if they can get that mismatch on a guy that's 6'6", 6'7", they like that.
Every now and then you get caught in a switch that's a mismatch for you defensively, and you're just kind of hoping that the offensive team doesn't recognize it.
Number 4, Chuck Bailey. In for Chattanooga, number 22, Demetrius Davis.
Here's Che, goes behind the back to Davis from the corner. Zedek with the follow. And here's the heave at the buzzer, and it goes off the top of the rim. And Chattanooga with a full first half.
Yeah, really did it without a lot of guard play involved offensively. And I made reference to the fact that these guards need to get going offensively. And if you're not doing that, that's fine. You got to do other things. And you mentioned the assist. That is a very strong group number.
Zedek works on Strawbridge.
They've also done a good job today of taking care of the ball.
Turnaround with a right hand by Zedek is off the mark, off the back of the rim, and the rebound tipped out to Strawbridge. And it's Humrickhouse now into the front court. Thomas works against Che. Humrickhouse off a screen and off the mark.
They do a nice job of screening for him, and he comes off of it so quickly. It's one of those screens you don't see coming.
Alexis underneath, can't get the shot away. Goes back to Zedek. They'll try again. Alexis tries to muscle in the paint. The turnaround with the left hand. Sam Alexis flips it up and in. He's got 8. 42-36. Chattanooga in front. Thomas, the kick to the corner. Here's Hafner's 3. Alexis nearly had it tapped away, able to regain control.
Yeah, he had very nice position on the boards. He is so good at positioning himself early in the rebound sequence. And what you want to do against a team that's bigger than you is you want to get into a good spot where they've got to push you back to the rim to get the rebound. It does a couple of things. One is it creates the opportunity for fouls. Two is it can be a part of the physical element of the game that wears you out.
Che ahead to Huff. The three off the mark, and we'll have the foul. This will go on Cam Hafner. Hafner with the blow-by foul on Huff.
Yeah, trying to catch up on defense, and he just catches Huff as he goes by. He reaches back with that hand to see if he can't at least make the shot a little contested.
At the line blocks number 3, Hunter Huff.
Huff at the foul line for Chattanooga. A 67% free throw shooter. Averaging 17 points a game for UTC. He leads the Mocs in scoring. And that 17-point per game average, that's good enough for 6th in the Southern Conference here in the early part of the season. Huff, a guy that played for Dan Earl at VMI, and talking to Coach Earl about him, he said, I feel like we put maybe a little too much on Honor Huff. He goes, sometimes I have to realize this guy has only played one season of college basketball.
Still an infant.
Here's Toomey.
Well, they're not too afraid to attack Alexis with Toomey in the ball.
Thomas flips it up off the glass. The miss, gets his own rebound. Humrickhouse will have to give it up back up top, and they'll try to set it up now. Strawbridge cut off by Zedek. Open look from Toomey, and it's missed. Hafner now from 3. He can't get it to go. Rebound tipped and out of bounds. Chattanooga ball.
Nice offensive possession for the Aces. You're so frustrated to get the looks that you want and not have something fall for you.
A couple of good looks on that possession. Chattanooga on a 5-0 run. Evansville scoreless now for nearly 3 minutes. Here's Huff from 3. Got it. Honor Huff. Huff starting to warm up here in the second half. He's got 6. And Thomas will draw the foul as tries to split the Chattanooga double team. Foul will go on Miles Che. That's his first.
I've yet to see a game where Honor Huff didn't, respond in the second half. If he has, he's had these games before, even going back to his VMI days, where maybe he struggled in one part of the game, but slowly came around.
Huff kicks to the corner. Millin backs his way in, tries to finish with a left hand, can't. Alexis rebounds. Zedek has it stolen away. Strawbridge ahead to Toomey. Yassine Toomey, a native of France. He's got 5. Chattanooga with a miss. Zedek rebounds, lost it out of bounds. Evansville ball.
There are times where Chattanooga is still rushing their shots, and that's a pretty good example of one. And I know you had a chance to talk with Coach Earl about that, and I've heard him talk about it to other people as well. That's just one of those shots where you have to learn what's a good shot is sometimes.
Evansville has now made 2 out of their last 9. As Antonio Thomas banks it in, he's got 4.
Well, look, he was a future 150 player coming out of Memphis. Makes the right passes. He helps well on defense, and he can score in volume now when they need him to. At the start of this broadcast, starting to catch some eyeballs. Unfortunately for this club, there's a reputation of Chattanooga, and people see you doing well, then they start voting for you.
Three from Huff. Well, Todd, you hit on it earlier. Honor Huff in the second half. What can you say?
Now, again, this is what I'd say about Honor.
Here's the steal taken by Millin. And the layup. Chattanooga now leads by 11.
Honor doesn't go away, right? If he has a difficult scoring first half, he finds another way to contribute. He doesn't lose confidence, and his coach continues to ask him to take shots.
Thomas with a hard bounce pass to Toomey. 10 to shoot. Toomey blocked. Blocked by Sam Alexis. Millin. A 14-point lead for Chattanooga. Tyler Millin has 11.
One of you want to trail him because he's going to push that defense into a position where they can't come back out and take away a good look. And so Tyler Huff presses it on the break. Millin knows this, follows behind him, and you know, Huff has 3 steals already in this game, and that will be his second assist. And he's picked up his scoring as well.
And Huff goes after the steal. Loose ball. Chattanooga has it. Guess who? Tyler Millin, the guy that his head coach says does the dirty work for the Mocs. Calls him a tough guy. Transfer from MTSU. He played 118 games for the Blue Raiders. So, Todd, he's a guy that has as much or more college experience than anybody on this Chattanooga roster.
And a lot of times when you go get a guy, you don't always get a guy because of his numbers. You want a guy that's been around and seen some basketball.
Alexis' left hand not able to finish.
I got to tell you this, though. Again, Huff creates all of this. He jumps the pass, right? I mean, he plays back a little bit and then uses his quickness to break up the pass and create an offensive opportunity.
His first, team second.
Foul called on Gage Bobe. That's his first personal. Chattanooga will inbound it. 20 on the clock.
Boy, very few people could have saved that ball from going back over the line. Millin's got such good length with his arms. Not a lot of guards can recover from that.
There's Alexis working against Hughes. Turns and shoots over the 6'10", Joshua Hughes. And scores. Chattanooga now leads it by 16. And that puts Sam Alexis in double figures. He's got 10.
Evansville still not really able to put Chattanooga in a lot of defensive mismatches.
Chattanooga shot 50% in the first half of this game, shooting 60% in this second half. Davis, corner 3. Davis joins the parade in double figures now for Chattanooga with that 3. He's got 10. Mocs in front now by 19 at 59-40.
Evansville still not getting back to the shooter on defense.
It's a 13-0 run for Chattanooga. Evansville scoreless for more than 3 minutes.
Let's see if they change some of their defensive philosophy here. Tighten up a little bit on that ball defense.
Davis lost it out of bounds.
In the game for Evansville, number 1.
It was a 4-point game at the half. Chattanooga led 40-36, but in this second half, Evansville has hit just 2 of 8 shots. They are 0 of 4 from 3. And they've scored but 4 points. Chattanooga has hit 7 out of 11, including a perfect 4 of 4 from deep. And it's a 19-point advantage now for the Mocs, just over 12 minutes to go. Corner 3 on the way from Tanner Cuff. Cuff with a follow.
Tanner Cuff.
That'll snap the drought for Evansville. First basket in 3 minutes and 40 seconds for the Purple Aces. Milson. Davis had the rebound, lost it to Cuff, who rips it away. Bailey accelerating, lost his dribble, stolen by Noah Melson. Huff off balance. Oh, my. Huff has 12. 11 and a half left. Chattanooga has the 20-point lead.
Well, his last 3 pointers, his 2 of those, Chris, really not in a great shooting position, just athletic enough to make it happen.
Foul called on Chattanooga underneath. 11:21 remaining, 62-42. Mocs in front by 20.
Huff, and with Evansville as a team, a lot of times we get focused on how well you spread a floor and how quickly can you make the floor arrangement into your advantage, and then you get a guy like Tyner Huff who just comes down and just throws one up, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? And offensively, it's not maybe necessarily the way you thought about doing it, but he makes you glad that he can do it when the ball's in his hand.
Joshua Hughes hits both free throws. Some pressure in the backcourt on Chattanooga. Mocs have it into the front court. Che will drive, baseline, draws a crowd, kicks it out. Davis to the corner for Melson. 6 to shoot now for UTC. Brady into the lane, the floater no. Rebound tipped around, Brady has it, lost it out of bounds. Chattanooga will maintain possession. I believe they'll say Ben Humrickhouse touched it last.
A lot of hands down low. Chattanooga has not given up on the rebounding this afternoon, and they've been rewarded with it. Look, they lead this game in rebounds, which was a concern of theirs coming into this one. Was, forget leading. They just didn't want to lose that margin by 10.
Cuff with the no look to Humrickhouse.
That's twice today. He has attacked that baseline, and they've got an assist out of it and a basket.
Humrick now with 12. He scored at least 11 in every game this year for Evansville. Zedek called with the offensive charge. He'll turn it over.
Humrick is making his life hard on defense, and here's the lookout offense. You can't defend that pass.
Midway through the second half. Chattanooga shooting well. Mocs are at 53%. Have led by as many as 20 in this half. Cuff works against Brady. Humrickhouse again from 3. This one will rim out. And Zedek is going to get called with a foul.
Yeah.
A little push off against Joshua Hughes and sent Hughes sliding out towards the center court.
Look at the size of Zedek, all right? And he can displace some people.
That's putting it nicely. It's a nice way of saying move people out of the way.
That's right.
And we've got another whistle and a foul. This will go on Randy Brady of Chattanooga. That's second personal foul on Brady.
Evansville looking like they're trying to get the ball a little bit more into that low post. We haven't seen a lot of entry passes down, though. They've been doing it off the dribble.
Bobe, well off the mark, misses badly, and he'll hear about it from the Chattanooga crowd.
Game's got a different feel to it right now. Slowed down a little bit.
Che in the corner, got around one and then lost it. Has it taken away by Cuff. Bobe from 3. Gage Bobe.
And you want to come out and get that trailer, but Evansville ran the floor so well. They ran into the lanes. They kept the floor spread on that break. And now it looks like they're going to try to take some of the time off of the shot clock for Chattanooga. A little bit of token press here. Try to take Chattanooga out of system if they can.
Alexis works around Hughes. Zedek will try to drive. Draws a crowd. He'll find Alexis for the straight on three. The miss taken by Chuck Bailey. Bailey has it rim out. Rebound tipped. And a nice job there by Cuff and a heads-up play to throw it off the Chattanooga player.
Boy, he pounded that off of Alexis.
And the official checks on Sam Alexis, says, "Are you all right?" Alexis is like, "Man, you should see these abs. I am good." Here's Bailey over to Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse against Sam Alexis goes off the window, and it's Alexis to rebound. Corner, open look on her Huff, rims out. Alexis tried to follow and couldn't.
So hard to compete with Evansville above the rim in the air. Alexis is one of the few that's been able to do it today.
Humrickhouse lost his dribble. He travels. He'll turn it over. Good defense there by Tyler Millin. 62-49. Chattanooga has gone scoreless now for the last 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Mocs have hit just one of their last six. It's a 7-0 run for Evansville.
Yeah, the Aces have done it with their defense, right? They've created a little bit of extra pressure. They've gotten much more physical on the boards.
Huff trying to hit Millin on the runner underneath. And he threw it away. So the drought for Chattanooga continues now, approaching 4 minutes. Hughes from three off the back of the iron. Huff rebounds ahead to Fitzgibbons.
Chattanooga staying with that single stack offense, right? Mostly four guys out. When your stack player comes out, they replace, but almost always four of them deep outside.
Brady with the open three. It's missed. There's Millin again with a rebound, puts it up. Contact underneath. Foot or basketball comes loose, and here's Humrickhouse on the opposite end with a three.
He knows his role, right? I mean, he gets into a spot where he's been comfortable shooting the three-pointer this afternoon. No need to run down into the post.
Things get a little physical in the paint. Humrickhouse has 15 after knocking down that three, and after trailing by 20 at one point, Evansville has come back to make this a 10-point game at 62-52.
Foul on Evansville, number 11.
And the drought for Chattanooga now is at 5 minutes without a basket. You go back to their victory over Ball State where they won by 24. They held Ball State scoreless for the first 7 minutes of the second half. That's kind of what keyed the run by Evansville to pull away and win that one by 24. 10-point lead for Chattanooga. Fitzgibbons. That will snap the drought with just over 5 minutes since the last Chattanooga bucket. Mocs had hit just one out of their last 7 shots. And loose on the floor. Chattanooga has it. Possession arrow favors Evansville. Look at the three here by Rudy Fitzgibbons, the Citadel transfer. Been dealing with a little bit of a sickness. Back in the Chattanooga rotation, played only 6 minutes last time for Chattanooga against Tennessee Tech. Cuff. Underneath, Bailey with the open look.
Wow, that is such a clinic there on ball movement, Chris. All the way underneath, cross-court pass, and then return quickly back inside to a post.
Number 4, Chuck Bailey.
Chuck Bailey called for the foul for Evansville. That's his first.
Team 4.
Fitzgibbons inside to Alexis. 10 to shoot, finds Millin, has it rejected underneath. That was Humrickhouse with the block.
Nice defensive effort. They doubled on the ball. They doubled down low. They guessed right both times.
And Humrickhouse banks it off the glass. And the lead is down to 9. Yeah, 2 blocks today for Ben Humrickhouse. You can add that to his stat line. Chattanooga will inbound. And again, the Mocs will bring it up against the press.
Well, this is a 5-out offense here.
Huff found the opening, couldn't get it to go down. Chattanooga will try again. Millin, the corner 3 from Tyler Millin. Millin's got 14. Here's Humrickhouse again. Check that, it was Cuff.
3 points,
Tanner Cuff with the 3-pointer. And the lead stays at 9. It's 68-59.
Like, you got to root for a guy like Tanner Cuff. He took the school visit to Evansville with his wife. That you don't see a lot of guys. That's like me going on a school visit with my mom, right? So, not quite like it, but he had some options when he was looking to transfer.
3 on the shot clock. And Millin will let it fly. There's Alexis with a rebound. Here's Davis, the 3. Too hard, and it's Cuff with a rebound. Cuff, a Utah native. Spent some time playing junior college ball. Bailey lost it right into the hands of Jay. Huff trailing. Rims out. First ever meeting between Chattanooga and Evansville. It has been a good one. A 9-point game here with 3:37 in the second half.
Looking to isolate and use their size here.
Cam Hafner. Check that, it was Hughes. Hughes has got 7. And the lead is at 6 now. It's 68-62. Here's Che driving against Thomas. Contact. And a charge called against Miles Che.
And he's just out of control. He's not going to get the call when you're out of control. And I think that's what would catch my eye first, is the guy in control or not.
Chattanooga led by as many as 20 in this second half. About 8 minutes ago, Mocs had the 20-point lead. It's now a 6-point game. Evansville trailing. Purple Aces have the ball.
And if you wanted to, if you're Evansville, you're close enough now, you could take out your 3-point personnel if necessary, or you could get more in mind about shooting and rebounding.
Thomas with a miss off the back of the rim. Here's Huff for Chattanooga. Che guarded closely by Cuff. Gets around Cuff. We've got a foul. This will go on Tanner Cuff. That is number 2 on Cuff.
Number 1, Tanner Cuff, his second. Keep good.
It's a 15 foul on Evansville. And Millin had to call the timeout. They couldn't get it in bounds. 5 of 8 shooting, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and only 1 turnover. That's a pretty good day at the office.
It is. And it just the player on the floor that has the most all-around game. Now, Che may be a little gun-shy because of what happened to him earlier, but this is a point in the game where you would think about a guard attacking and drawing a foul.
Alexis turns around. A rebound taken by the 6'10" Joshua Hughes.
And if you're a big guy and you can attack on the dribble, you might do that as well.
Humrickhouse from 3. Oh, now we've got a three-point game. Ben Humrickhouse has 20. And the Chattanooga lead, at one time it was 20 in this second half. It has been trimmed to 3, under 2 minutes remaining. From the corner, Millin, short, contact on the rebound.
Yeah, Millin comes too hard for this. There's a guy that had good position on the rebound and then paid to keep that position.
Ben Humrickhouse with 20. He is 4 of 9 today from 3. And watch him bury this one. A three-point game, 68-65. Humrickhouse only 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Committed 2 turnovers. Antonio Thomas goes to the line. Thomas on the year has hit 8 out of 10 his first trip today.
Is there a lane violation? No, it's 1 and 1. Oh, that's right. That's the mental error there. Oh. Well, I can't blame them because I went brain dead for a moment.
Humrickhouse ties it at 68. Back-to-back threes by Ben Humrickhouse. He's got 23. And under a minute and a half remaining, we've got a tie game.
I would still attack with my guards if I could. I think this sets up nicely for Honor Huff.
Evansville trailed by 20. The lob underneath to Zedek. More contact. And another foul. This will go on Evansville. They'll call it on Tanner Cuff. That is personal foul number 3 on Cuff. And Jan Zedek will go to the free throw line. Zedek at 82% on the year.
At the line for Chattanooga, number 25, Jan Zedek.
Zedek with a chance to get into double figures today. Chattanooga with 4 in double figures. Jan Zedek sitting at 9 points.
I tell you what, the officials have gone through great efforts to make sure that everybody understands you're shooting 2 here. I don't know if I've seen that. I mean, every time you come to the gym, you wonder if you're going to see something new, and sure enough.
Zedek misses both free throws, and Evansville has it now as we approach 1 minute in a tie game.
1 minute remaining.
Humrickhouse finds an open space. The hot hand, Ben Humrickhouse. He's hit 4 out of his last 5. He's got 25, and the Purple Aces in front by 2. First time Evansville has led since back in the first half. A timeout that's asked for on the shot clock. Coming out of the timeout, Honor Huff will inbound.
Boy, there's so much time left in this game, too.
And a foul called on Bailey. Chuck Bailey III, the freshman from Detroit. Oh, check that. Oh, no, they will call it on Chuck Bailey. That is the second personal on Bailey.
There are no timeouts left for Evansville. This is a tough spot to be in without any timeouts.
Number 10, Tyler Millin.
Correct that. They got 1 timeout left.
Chattanooga has none.
Chattanooga, that's a tough spot for Chattanooga to be in. Somebody's in a tough spot.
Honor Huff. Just a 67% foul shooter so far this year for Honor Huff. Despite the fact that he's averaging 17 a game, Todd, I think a guy that a lot of people are waiting on that offensive motor to get going for him. Huff with the 2 free throws. We're tied at 70. Honor Huff with 14. 33 seconds left. Here comes Evansville.
I'd be very patient here with my offense. You can take this thing all the way down to about 3 seconds difference. And this is where you try to think, am I okay going to overtime? I'm not in foul trouble. We're playing well. I don't need to win this thing on this shot, but I certainly don't want to lose it on a turnover.
5 to shoot. Here's Humrickhouse. Off balance, the leaner taken by Huff on the run. Huff at the buzzer, and we're headed to overtime at the McKenzie Arena. Hit 10 out of 15 today, including 5 of 11 from 3, and 25 total points. We talked about Chattanooga's advantage in the paint back at the half. Those numbers have evened out now, 26 points each.
Now, the advantage right now for Evansville is bench points, 27 in this game.
And that has been a key point for them. When they have won the battle of the benches, they are unbeaten.
It's going to serve them well here in this tournament when there's such a quick turnaround.
Humrickhouse with a bucket and the foul.
Can't believe that guy's not tired of scoring.
And he scored 10 straight.
Yeah. He's played 38 minutes.
He's hit 6 out of his last 7.
His third.
Ben Humrickhouse out of Tipton, Indiana. Started at NAIA Huntington before transferring to Evansville.
Tell you what, they are everywhere today. You look for talent in college basketball. You can find it up a level. You can find it down 2 levels. You can find it on the bench.
Davis missed it. Loose ball. Cuff has it. Thomas flips it up. And a blocking foul called on Honor Huff underneath.
And he's inside the circle. He's got no shot there to get the foul. Oh, he is a little bit outside the circle. My mistake.
At the line for places number 2, Antonio Thomas.
Antonio Thomas at the free throw line. Thomas 0 for 1, make him 1 for 2. He's got 5. And the Aces with a 4-point advantage. Todd, you mentioned the bench points. Evansville outscoring Chattanooga 27-19 on the bench. They're 3-0 when they outscore opponents. They outscored Ball State's bench by 15.
Yeah, it's just they seem to be, they are right now very talented. 5 deep. Well, you can still play and feel comfortable with guard play right here and going after 2s. Where you feel like at some point you've got to change your personnel or your shot thinking is when you fall down by 7 or more.
Still to shoot for Alexis.
Still playing 5 out on this offense.
Huff has it blocked by Hughes. Loose on the floor. They'll scrum for it. Davis has it. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring Evansville. So the Purple Aces with a 5-point lead, and they get the basketball back. Todd, there's the heads-up defensive play.
Yeah, again, all right, just playing strong defense. Chattanooga does scramble back late to at least win the possession arrow back. This motion offense is getting better as the game's worn on for Evansville.
To Hughes, the miss, rebound tipped. And Evansville maintains possession. They'll say it was last touched by Sam Alexis on the way to the floor.
I do like the physicality of this game, and I think we've had really, the start of this season, we've had really good officiating in this building and in other buildings where they're allowing a little bit more contact, kind of leaving it in the players' hands.
Humrickhouse will back it down, now kicks it out. Thomas, 3. Taken by Millin. 3 minutes remaining. Chattanooga trailing by 5. We're in overtime at the McKenzie Arena. Alexis works against Hughes. Davis. The kick out. Che from 3. Chattanooga's now gone 2.5 minutes without a bucket. Evansville on a 5-0 run. And over the last now 13 minutes, 13.5 minutes, it is a 33-8 run for the Aces.
Yeah, and this game really slowed down with about 7 minutes left to go, and Chattanooga looked like they were just going to run away with a win.
Humrickhouse with that NBA 3 that's short. Huff off balance. He's short with a deep 3. Evansville in overtime today. They'll get set to take on Southeast Missouri tomorrow at 2. Thomas lost his dribble, loose. Che has it. Che to Davis. Huff from 3. Rebound tipped out. Humrickhouse. Thomas. The layup. 7-point lead. Eight points for Antonio Thomas. Alexis. No, Chattanooga's gone ice cold shooting the basketball now. 4 minutes without a made basket for UTC.
Chattanooga's trying to grab a foul here. They didn't get the first 2 calls. They finally get the 3rd call.
Demetrius Davis with a foul for Chattanooga.
This is Thomas post layup. And boy, they did a nice job of running in transition. Kept the floor wide. There were defenders that were back, but they couldn't collect any one necessary to one spot or close to one spot. You had 2 guys running wide, 1 guy going right down the middle. Had a few options there offensively.
Tanner Cuff, his first trip to the free throw line this afternoon. He has been perfect on the year. He's now 7 of 7. Make him 8 of 8. 2 big free throws there for Evansville. You're not out. You're not.
Extra point. But this is a big hill to climb.
First overtime game for either side and a 9-point advantage for Evansville. A minute remaining for Chattanooga. Here's Zedek.
I'd press, look away, look for the takeaway, and then create the foul. I think that's just what we're in for here in the final minute, is try to steal the inbound, try to tie up the inbound. If you can't get it, you got to send the Aces to the line.
Chattanooga with 5 in double figures. Cuff back at the free throw line. There's his first miss of the season after starting the year 8 of 8 from the free throw line.
It looked like he pushed that one. Not a very fluid free throw. That's better.
The lead is at 8. Cuff in double figures. He's got 10. Huff. Got it. 5-point game now with 44 seconds left. 4-point game at the half. Chattanooga made it a 20-point lead in the second half. Evansville comes back to force overtime. And the Aces with a 5-point advantage, and there's the foul again for Chattanooga, and they'll send Antonio Thomas to the free throw line.
Foul on the box, number 22, Demetrius Davis, his third.
Thomas has hit 2 out of 3 from the line today.
You know, he looks like a Memphis guard, right? He's played today like a kid coming out of Memphis High School.
Started his career at Bradley in the Missouri Valley, then transferred to Kentucky Wesleyan. That's where he's been his last 2 years. A guy that he knows all the places to eat around the Missouri Valley Conference, having spent time at Bradley. So he's got some familiarity with the Valley.
You know, they're really one of their best hopes now here in this game is going to be to make their free throws.
Thomas hits 1 out of 2, 6-point lead for Evansville. Che tries to drive, and we'll get the foul on Joshua Hughes.
You know, Che just throws the head back. I'm not sure there's a foul there, or if Che draws the foul with just nodding, rocking his head back hard.
At the line from Chattanooga, number 77, Miles Che.
So you're saying he may be a good actor?
Good influencer, yeah. There's a career in influencing these days, I understand.
Miles Che, an 80% foul shooter. First trip at the line today. He's got 5 points.
Well, there's a little bit of contact there on the other end. Both these teams trying to create turnovers right now.
Miles Che hits both free throws. 4-point game now with 31 seconds left. And Honor Huff, he was going for the steal.
Yep.
Huff was trying to poke it away, and in the process commits the foul on Antonio Thomas. That's 4 on Honor Huff. Not that it matters with 30 seconds left in overtime. Chattanooga set to do some substituting. Noah Melson and Jan Zedek ready to check in.
Now that last play by Huff is indicative of what we've seen here today, Chris. Just guys trying to make it loud around the offensive player. Get hands on the ball. Make them feel you when you're there.
Big free throws by Antonio Thomas. 77-83. It's a 6-point game. 30 seconds remaining. Che into the front court.
Che tried it again to draw the foul.
Bad shot. Evansville has it, and Che with the foul on Antonio Thomas, and a chance for Thomas to seal it.
Well, part of that head bob, there's a couple of reasons why you can do that. One is you might draw the whistle. The other is you're trying to get the defender to move.
At the line,
You can control a defense with your eyes, where you're looking, ball fake, step backs.
Antonio Thomas, check that. It's Bailey. It's Chuck Bailey at the line. Bailey now has 8. Bailey with 9, and that should do it for Evansville. 8-point lead with 15 seconds remaining. Huff lobs it for Che, taken by Bailey, and there we go. Evansville can dribble off the final few seconds and hand Chattanooga their first loss of the season, while the Purple Aces go to 5-0.